Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. It is February 3rd. Wow, what a crazy market! What a crazy market! Trump's tariffs takes the markets down on Friday, and then SPY went down another $3 before the weekend, right? Then we opened up, gap down in futures, and it's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. I was just a new trader the last time Trump was in office, and it was kind of nuts. His tweets like move markets, so now that's starting to come to fruition. And definitely a swing trader's nightmare. I put some positions on. I want to say around 2 o'clock or something, maybe 1 o'clock, 1:30. That almost like they're spreads, so I don't have the most conviction on them because they're built in hedges. But then that news dropped, and it was just like, damn. And I wasn't home. But anyway, they're spreads, so they're not going to be. There's not going to be that much pain in them. Um, that's the advantage of spreads. But anyway, let's get right into this. Give me one sec here. Just shutting my phone off. All right, let's get into this here. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the markets, along supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, and the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. This is my edge, the way I choose to look at markets. And the data gets organized very nicely for me to make game plans, okay? And hopefully you can join me. Subscribe, set an alert. Join me. I give you all the latest news, leaders and laggards, right, of the day, recap the markets, and just give you the 411 every day, okay? Now, I like to give long and short trade scenarios around 8:30 a.m. And that's when I analyze the Nasdaq and ES futures. Okay, once that game plan's enacted, I look at the market open, right? And that's more new information, and that will make me either put risk on or off, right? And if I put risk on and it's an educational video, I will post it. I just posted one of my videos um, to a bunch of social media platforms yesterday. So I'm gonna keep doing one a day, keep posting them. Hopefully you enjoy it. Okay, so that will be on my YouTube um, shorts. All right, and yeah, I also posted it to X at Gonzo719. Right, also to TikTok Gonzo719 Trader, and now introducing Confluence Trading on Discord. Right, please join. Trying to be more interactive with everybody. So the link is in my homepage in YouTube. Please join. A lot of stuff going on there. I'm trying to do a lot of content, interact, live sessions, a lot of stuff coming. Trying to build that community. The more people that come, the more I will do. So come, join, ask me questions. That's how I want it to be. I believe I have a lot of confidence in how I read the markets. It's not merely about learning how to trade the way I do. It's more or less understanding how the market works, right? Because every day I analyze the markets, and I'm pretty much never wrong on what I see and how the market turns out, unless there's some different news catalyst. But then the hardest part in trading is executing on what you see, right? And sometimes you could be right, but your trade loses, right? So um, that's about it. Come join, okay? Now, why don't we get right into futures, watch lists, and see what is going on with this market, right? All right, so we got a VIX that's up 18.75%. It is a 19.51 VIX, okay? Crude. Now, the tariffs on Canada, we import crude from Canada, that is getting hit, all right? So that is a lack of supply, possibly, and crude is up 2.39%. Now people are getting nervous. They're buying bonds. 30-year bonds are up 0.82. Dollars up as well with these tariffs. People fleeing other currencies for the dollar, up 0.67. Gold's up 0.44. Silver's up 0.25. 10-year yield actually slipping. It was rising earlier. Now it is slipping. Maybe obviously people are getting a little nervous, right? The Dow's down 1.27, ES down 1.50, Nasdaq down 1.67, Russell's down 2.04%, Bitcoin's down 6.54% on underneath 100K. I think they went all the way down to 93. Ethereum's down 22.41%. That is a large drop. That is a very large drop. All right, moving on. Mag 7 Plus. Let's see here. We got Netflix is only down 0.69. So these are all down. Eli Lilly down 0.75. Microsoft down 0.96. Right? That's one of my trades because it's justly got hammered. And I don't think that's going to fall too much more, but we have to see. Right? Let's go over to the 3%ers. All right. Tesla, that's also one of the trades I put on. When I put it on, it was looking great until the Trump tariffs, but they are down 3.38%. Okay, Broadcom's down 3.62. Nvidia's down 3.85. They are at 115.40, kind of right at a key support level. Okay, and that was in balance. Okay, that was in balance, ready to make a move. So let's see what happens with that. Next, you have Coinbase down 6.29%, down to 270. It's called 273. All right, moving on to the top sector stocks. Who was not affected? Exxon, Procter and Gamble. This is no surprise, right? Exxon, Procter and Gamble. That's a staple. United Healthcare. That's not going to get affected. Chevron, PepsiCo, Johnson and Johnson, right? Now let's go to the 2%ers. Snowflake down 2.06, Qualcomm down 2.08, Uber's down 2.11, and Morgan Stanley interesting financials down 2.12. Let's go a little granular here into my swing trade list here. Who's leading the pack today? TPX. I'm forgetting what that ticker is, but that's the only one that's really up. I don't remember that ticker. Let's see. Maybe we can just real quick see what this is here. Tempur-Pedic, the bed maker. I guess they're up. All right, then we have, man, I'm forgetting these stocks here. BDX. Let's just see what it is. I can't remember. Usually I have really good memory with this. Becton Dixon. Okay, Becton Dixon. All right. So CLE, Becton Dixon, TLT. People buying long yield bonds. Longer dated bonds, I meant to say, and that's about it. All right, there's a ton of laggards here, so let's get into the big ones. MicroStrategy down 7.47%, down to 309 and change. Okay, close at 334, and then you're gonna have a bunch of crypto, Bitcoin related things. Mara's down 7.36, Riot down 6.73, Bitcoin ETF down 6.41, Vertiv down 6%, VST down 5.67, SoundHound down 5.65. General Motors down 5.74, and Hood down 5.20. Affirm down 5.04. I'll just mention the 5%ers, and then we'll move on. All right, let's go to sectors. All right, clearly, energy isn't affected, right? I'll just go over them all here. Staples down 0.62. Healthcare down 0.68, basic materials down 0.79, communications down 1.01, real estate down 1.04, utilities down 1.26, financials down 1.40, industrials down 1.45, discretionary down 1.71, technology down 1.85, the largest weighted sector, and semis down 2.72. So it's pretty bloody. It's pretty bloody out there. All right, pretty bloody. All right, so. Give me one sec here. Alright, let's get into it. Let's get into economic calendar, earnings calendar. Let's do it. Give me one sec. I'll pull that up. Alrighty. All right. Let's just look at this week. We'll do it real quick. Today, pretty much if I don't have a trade at like 9:35, which it's very rare, I'm gonna sit back and watch the dust settle. Watch the dust settle. We have S&P Global Manufacturing PMI at 9:45, ISM Manufacturing at 10 a.m. Fed Bostic speaking at 12:30. All right. Tuesday Jolt Jobs and more Fed speak. All right. Uh, Wednesday you have mortgage, 30-year mortgage. Let's see what else here. More global composite PMI and services. More Fed speak. Thursday jobless claims. More Fed speak. And then Friday non-farm payrolls and unemployment and Michigan consumer sentiment. All right, that's your economic calendar. Let's look at earnings calendar here. Before the open today, we had. Let me see if there's anything big. Not really. After the close though, Palantir, Clorox. That's about it. And then before the open tomorrow is PayPal, Spotify, Pfizer, Regeneron, PepsiCo, Merck, Estee Lauder. All right, and we'll go over the rest later. But big ones to note, just for the rest, is Alphabet, which is Google, AMD, Uber, Ford, Qualcomm, a bunch of ones, Eli Lilly, Amazon. Those are the big ones for the rest of the week. Okay, moving back to our news. Okay, let's see. Let's see. General Motors stock fell 7.7 and Ford fell 4.8 as investors parse through the implications of President Donald Trump's new tariffs and some of America's closest trading partners. GM in particular constructs more of its cars in Mexico than any other manufacturer. Tesla stock fell 3.2 with the EV maker unlikely to escape the impact of tariffs. GLGJ research called Tesla's latest earnings report an unmitigated disaster. Nvidia, AMD, Broadcom, and Qualcomm all fell sharply, with semiconductor stocks feeling the pinch as escalating trade tensions sent uncertainty through global markets. Pfizer stock fell 0.8, with health experts seeing signs of much smaller wave of U.S. COVID-19 cases. Constellation Brand stock fell 5.8 if the Purple Center downgraded its stance on the drinks giant to neutral. Palantir stock fell 2% with the data analysis software firm due to releases fourth quarter earnings after the U.S. close. And exchange operator Coinbase stock dropped 6.2, while the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin, MicroStrategy, slid 6.5. Okay, let's look at if there's any other news here. We know about the tariffs. Let's see. Google to ask U.S. Appeals Court to overturn App Store verdict. Let's see here. Like I said, I'm only going to mention stuff that impact here. Let's see. McDonald's fast food chain company said it will revise a program that awards scholarships to Latino and Hispanic students. Starbucks, the company, and its union representing over 10,000 baristas have agreed to withdraw lawsuits filed against each other. Okay. At Airlines Holdings, more than 100 people were evacuated from a plane on the runway at a Houston airport in the southern United States on Sunday due to an engine issue. Let's see. AbbVie, Morgan Stanley raises target price to 239 from 224. Charter Communications, RBC raises target price to 385 from 380. Colgate Palmolive, Morgan Stanley cuts target price from 104 from 111. Lockheed Martin, Jeffries cuts target price to 510 from 525, expecting growth outlook stress from slow conversion of backlog programs. Alrighty. I think we're done. Let's see. Well, the juice, obviously, it's all about. Now, what just dropped here. It says Ontario Premier Ford, U.S. Are companies banned from provincial contracts. Ban begins today as in effect till U.S. tariffs are removed. Then it says Ontario Premier Ford, we're ripping up Ontario's contract with Starlink. So there's being some retaliatory actions here. All right. Now let's look at upgrades, downgrades. All right, let's refresh this. There might be new ones. Let's see. Let's look at upgrades here. Caterpillar, upgraded, sell to neutral. All right, Zillow, upgraded sector weight to overweight. Let's go downgrades. Comcast downgraded. CNI, Canadian National Railway, downgraded from a hold to a sell. FedEx downgraded. MGM downgraded. PVH downgraded. Constellation Brands downgraded. And Union Pacific downgraded from a hold to a sell. Price target changes. We'll start with target raises. Nike, 92 to 95. Cloudflare, 110 to 160. Just looking here. ADP target raise 325 to 350. AbbVie target raise. Talked about that. Target lowers. Comcast, Colgate, Palmolive. United States. Oh no. All right, that's it. That's it there. I think we can move on to the daily charts. Let's bring up the SPY here. And what a chart there is, right? All right. So the market went all the way up to this 610, which was a large gamma level in the SPY, right? And nothing was looking weak. If anything, I was like, wow, all right, this is just continuing the strength, right? However, Trump mentioned tariffs that would be effective on Saturday. All right, and that took down markets. Now the market closed at 601, right? But like the market SPY actually closed I think at 8 p.m. and it was down already to like 598. Okay. Now at this point, it's not below the 50. It's not below anchor VWAP from this year. Now 592. Let's call it 593. We are all the way down here. That is below the anchored VWAP for the year. Okay. Below the anchored VWAP, below the 20, below the 50. All right. So very interesting here. Levels wise, I mean, you got a little swing low here, right? But like this was the deep seek. Deep seek was here when we dropped, right? So well below that now. So we just have to see. Let's look at futures. Let's look at futures together. So you can see this big balance we were kind of in. Pushed up, failed. And there's a gap down in futures. And look. So right now, you're getting buying, right? And that's at last week's lows from the deep seek, right? You're at the 100-day moving average. So you got buying here because you opened here, right? So my feeling is, and I wrote this on my Discord, that eventually tariff talks will just be, I don't think the markets will be affected to them much. I think that how many times can tariffs affect the market, right? Because eventually they get priced in. And then it will almost be like the market won't care about it. Just kind of like the Ukraine and Russia war. At the beginning, it was like crazy, and then all of a sudden, it didn't matter anymore, right? Now, I could be wrong. Okay, I could be wrong, but we have to see. All right, let's go to the Qs. All right, so the Qs. Now, when I did my analysis over the weekend, you can see this big mess here, and we're right in the middle of that mess. Very indecisive, right? And that was before we gapped down even farther. Okay, so you could see we came right to this key level around 51 to 52, had resistance there, came all the way back down, right? Now we didn't again year to date anchor VWAP, all that was all good still. However, let's look at futures. Big gap down. Now this is interesting. In futures, we're actually above the open. So, like I said, there's some buying excess getting put in, right? This right here is last month's lows, last week's lows. So, in the Qs, we didn't even breach last week's lows. See, this is the deep seek sell off. We're not even all the way down here, which is interesting, right? There's a big gap, right? So now we just have to see what we do here. This is not easy to trade these types of days. Big move put in. We could move sideways today in a big range because the volatility should be higher. Okay, that is daily charts. Now we're gonna go to a triple-headed monster here, and we'll go to that bond market. Now the bond market is showing some fear because people are buying bonds. Now who knows if that stays this way? I don't know. Right? Remember that 450 support level I was talking about? Well, that did get broken, right? And you're right at last month's lows. Now, this happens to be last week's lows as well. If you break that, yeah, you're going to land at 4.3 yield. But we just have to see. Okay? You got a 50-day moving average right here. It's kind of flattening out. We just have to see. Okay? Because you came up, came down, and I guess you can call this a head and shoulders, right? There's your head, right? There's shoulder, shoulder, and the neckline would be that 4.5 yield, right? All right, moving on to the dollar. Moving on to that dollar, that Dixie. Now look at that dollar strength, right? With these tariffs, it's weakening other currencies, so the dollar's going to rise, right? So dollar's up, no surprise there. All right, let's go to our fear gauge, which this is bringing fear back, right? Big gap up in the VIX, right? We're at a 19.6 VIX. So fear's back. Should have some nice movement today, nice volume today. You know, this is a typical Trump kind of market, right? I was a very new trader the last time he was in office, and it was crazy. Every tweet was like moved markets. So he's a little more reserved with that at this time. He used to tweet like all the time. So, all right, I think we're done here. I think we're ready for the main event here. Okay, let's do that. And what that main event is the volume profile, the market profile analysis, and we'll get right into it. We'll get right into it. Not sure who's with me on this Monday morning. Could it be G-Man? Could it be Bravo? Could it be Rosita? Could it be Pancake? I don't know. I really don't know. And if you're new, welcome. All right, let's look at this. Good, there's a lot of levels we got to talk about here. Okay, there's a lot of levels. Now, if we look at Friday session, right? It was all good in the neighborhood right here. Very low volume, horrible volume, right? Super low. And we were just moving up, moseying and moseying and moseying. We did hit this supply, and then we hit this naked VPOC. And it was like, all right, and then Trump mentions tariffs are happening Saturday. And then boom, 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 boom. Now I want you to know, where did we, not there now, but why do I have these on my charts, right? These levels. Because they get reactions. Look at this right here. Where did we come to? This happens to be now 660.68, let's call it, is the most traded price of the month and the week. That's ultimate balance. Now, so notice how the market stopped here, right? So from this area, right? From this area, this is going to be a big move. Okay, because now look, you held that area and you were pushing up. And I was like, ooh, we're pushing away from ultimate balance. Okay, but guess what? We gapped down below. Look at this. Below all these sessions. Kind of like an exhaustion gap. And price is down here now. So All these longs who were not in pain now are, right? So, very important level. Now, this level, 59.88, is the most traded price of this year. That's what I'm saying, man. You can't make this up. That's where we opened up. And guess what? That's causing resistance. The most traded price of this year. Okay? Most traded price of the month and the week. Most traded price of this year. All getting played with, right? That's why I have them on my charts. Okay? Okay, so let's look at, um, we opened here, right? And push down. Okay? This is last week's lows, right there. 59.48. Okay? That's from DeepSeek last week. So we're playing around with that. We did breach it. Now we found buyers, right? Now, we have a new month to date, week to date VWAP, so they're going to be together today, right there. That right now level is 59.65. Okay? 59.65. All right. So, if we look at this session, right, because now we're gap down so far, we're kind of in a balancy session, right? Midpoints here, prices here. Everybody's got to digest this big move. Like I said, we have very clear levels to go off of. Very clear. Okay. So now we have big gap, big gap. Okay. All right. Now, let's get into it. Let's get into some scenarios here. Oh, one other thing I'm going to say, even this is a big gap up. So let's just look at that weekly profile. This is rolling, and you got a gap here, obviously, and you got this little session here. Okay. Now, if the market can't bring the most traded price of the week down here, okay, if price can't follow, if value can't follow price, price returns to value. So you just have to watch that. Okay, you need to find acceptance down here, or we're not going to hang out too long here. And like I said, all right, tariffs are priced in, and we go back to normal. But I don't know, right? All right, let's do it. I don't even know if I did this yet, but I'm going to do it again. All right, and we're going to start with the bear case. Okay. Good morning, G-Man. We're going to start with the bear case. So here's the most traded price of this year, 59.88. That happens to be the overnight high, so it becomes a confluence high. Okay, 59.88. So that is being resistant. So if I'm a bear, okay, and the most traded price overnight, let's just say it's 59.71 right here. Okay, so let's just say we push up into this area. Well, I need to find acceptance over that area for me to get long. If we do this, come back, start holding, yeah, we come through this most traded price overnight, we're going to come right down and test this demand. Okay, and this is also an unfilled gap below here. Okay, we just have to see. You got last week's lows here. So let's just see. If you could take out the overnight low, you could fill this gap. I think that's a 59.13 gap fill. No, it's not. 59.09 gap fill. Okay, then there's demand down here. Then you have a naked VPOC. Okay, and that is 58.82. Okay, let's just see if that. Ooh. So that's probably all I'd be interested in for right now. Okay, now if we go bull side, okay, couple things. Okay, Now, let's say this is sets up for a bear trap. Let's say we push up, we get that resistance come through, and all of a sudden you're like, oh boy, right? You have demand here, you have last week's lows, and let's just say if boom, higher low, and then you rip through this anchor V up for the week and the month, then you can come up to here, and that will be a decision, right? Take some off and see if the market can find acceptance above this most traded price of the year. If it finds acceptance, okay, you got a little pocket right here. You can go up here and got some high volume right here around 60. What is that? 60.30. I'm not saying it goes all the way up. It could fail. It could just chill here. But if we did do this, whoo, go right up to ultimate balance, shut all those sellers off. That would be something, right? So, like I said, this can come down here and do that, or we just boom, push up here, hold. Then you can probably get higher prices. It's kind of all I'm interested in for the long and the short side. Okay, let's look at the Nasdaq together. All right, let's squish this down a little bit. All right, now we'll look at some levels, and of course, you know what I'm going to say. My levels don't lie. All right, believe in the most traded prices, the VPOCs. Okay, volume point of controls. They matter all the time. Okay, look again. Nasdaq. Where did it come to? Where was support? Right at the most traded price of the month and the week, around 215.30. That held the lows. Now, of course, we gap down. Okay, and the same thing. All these lows were taken out with this gap down. Okay, what do we have as well? 213.44 is the most traded price of this year. What's price doing right now? Price is here, holding underneath the most traded price of the year and the most traded price of the last rolling month and the rolling week. Okay, and this profile is a little more like a double distribution here, right? But pretty balanced. Open here, straight drive lower, right? And remember, like I said, look at last week's lows. It's pretty interesting. They're not really near it, right? But the ES is very interesting, right? Very, very interesting. So we have demand here. So big gap. So let's look at this together. All right. It's kind of the same setup with some large lots hitting that tape. It's kind of similar. Okay. So here we go. Let's go right into scenarios here. I'm not going to beat around the bush anymore. Give me a second here. Alrighty, let's start out with the bear. Okay, so what am I going to look for? Well, that 213, what did I say, 40 right here. I want to see what do bulls do if they bring this up to here. Again, same thing. If you can't accept value above it, find acceptance, come back through it. Yeah, all these longs are probably going to start taking profits, and I don't know where exactly we go here, but you can work yourself down all the way to the anchor VWAP of the month and the week, right? Land in this demand. If we happen to get weak and you take out the overnight lows, I think we're going down to last week's lows, 207.63. Okay, 207.63. All right, so I really want to look at what it does here. Now, you do have a 212.05 is the most traded price of the overnight. So we're right there right now. So we could also just do this, push up, come through that. Then you got demand here. So you can see the low volume node here. That's basically support and resistance there. Also do that and come down. All right. Now the market has to just turn over, right? And we're already in a large gap. All right. Lots of selling has happened. Selling from up here and then a gap down, selling again. So it's very tricky. Let's go to the bull side. Now, bull side, same thing, like I said in the ES. Okay, I like probably, because it's a little different now, right? Before it was DeepSeek, which was tech, was going to get hit the most, not the ES, right? So more NASDAQ. Now, this is going to affect a lot of the overall stuff with oil and cars and stuff like that, and that it does affect the S&P 500. So structurally, Nasdaq's in better position. All right. So let's look at this. So we're talking bull. So a couple things can happen here. We could push up, come into this demand. If the market's not that weak, we're going to test that most traded price of the year, that 213.40. Now, if you come up here, you want to see if you can establish acceptance above that level. If you can, whoop, most traded price of the week and the month is right there, and that price is 215.30. Okay, and that could either be the pullback or you just go straight here. You could do this, boop, 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 right? That's a player there. Okay, you could even go a little deeper in here, right, and find some strength. I don't know, right? That's why we do scenarios. Now, that's really it, right? That's really it. If the market's not that weak, yeah, I wouldn't mind trying along here. I just don't. You just don't know what's going to happen with this market, right? You really just don't know. That is the scenarios, folks. Okay, that is scenarios today. We got our plan. We got our plan now. Okay, I'm gonna sit back, and I like that there's news at 9:45 and 10 because it's gonna make me sit back, gather more information for the day. Okay, give me more market generated information because you need a lot of information. I want to really get as much information I can about today because it's Monday, big gap down, and anything can happen, right? But generally, a lot of times what happens is you digest this move and we move inside this overnight range. That's generally, but anything can happen. Okay, anything. All right. So, with that being said, hope you subscribe and set an alert and join my YouTube channel. All right. That would be much appreciated. Now, if you did enjoy my content, please smash the like button. That would mean a lot to me. Okay. And hopefully, I have some more trades. I have like 3 more trading videos I owe you guys, and I will post them on YouTube Shorts and X at Gonzo719. Also TikTok at Gonzo719 Trader. Let's put that up there. Okay. Now, the thing I'm trying to make happen and be more interactive with you guys is my new Discord server that's called Confluence Trading. Confluence Trading. Come join it. Go on my YouTube homepage. Click the invite link. Join up. Let's do it. Come a part of Confluence Trading. And let me be your guide to how these markets move. Okay? I guarantee you will learn a lot. And no joke, just stay with me and things will start to make more sense. Okay? Things will start to make more sense. All right, now, that is it, folks. I hope everybody has a great day. Now, stop by the community. Like I said in Discord, I put a lot of information out there. So, hope to see you there. All right? So, everybody have a great day. This is Crazy Market. All right? Crazy, crazy. And no trade to trade. And hope to see you in the Discord later on.